Well, welcome, Stream Kill. Hope you're doing well. Incredible first message. Trying to clear limbo off stream. Well, before stream, rather. Not have quite enough time, so we're just gonna have to sit here for a second.
From the same light.
The saddle blaze.
Look at you. Spoken. It's for
Should
your
not
sake.
take too long, though.
A historic moment for commemoration.
I'm off my nail. Looks like we don't want. What's that? I'll be right here.
In the name of darkness.
No use in avoiding it.
Ah, it seems to be mixed up. It should be fine, right?
And there it goes.
You're not half bad.
I'll do the other 1.5 stages later.
It's raining. Quiet, soft.
It should. Should be about 35 pulls now with this. Let's grab these real fast. Yeah, 35. Which I will probably use near the end of stream. For now, story time. Rookie Actor's Guide. Remember, keep the cameras hidden. That's the secret. Jackie Chan.
Whose is this? It's blocking the camera sightlines. Get it out of the way. When are we coming in? We've been waiting forever. I wish I brought a chair.
What's going on? Are they filming another movie? Do you see anyone famous?
At the end of the alley, in an old abandoned house filled with camera equipment, film members and actors go about their business, drawing curious glances from passerby. One particular figure catches Liang's attention, someone strangely familiar.
Oh, is that today's lunch? Mind if I take a look? Not now? Fine.
That's that odd person I saw at the hospital. She works for the foundation.
Who? You mean Camerahead over there? What do you mean by odd? You think she could be a fake?
No, she's a real foundation member. I checked her information as well when I inquired about Miss Noah's file. Her name is Latham, an awakened arcanist, currently working in the Arcanum Containment Department. I wasn't given any access to her details, but based on our encounter, we should have no problem with her.
Good. Fine. I'm happy enough leaving the Awakened to their quirkiness.
She isn't their top priority. Yang knows that. She pushes aside that odd feeling for now, pulling Poultier through the crowd and onto the set.
What do you mean she hasn't eaten yet? Director Noir's doctor was explicit that she's not allowed to skip any meals. Oh, hello, officers. How can I help you?
The well-dressed woman walks over to them.
We received a call from a Lin Wang. Did you make a report about some unknown person making physical threats and stalking Miss Noir?
They just...
Yes, that's right. I'm Lin. But
Upon hearing their purpose, Lynn hesitates, glancing uncertainly at one end of the set.
We did it! Abby, you're here!
Cut!
At this single command, the actor freezes in place.
No. I'm afraid we'll have to roll that again.
I'm sorry, director.
The young actor's body stiffens instantly, based on where he's standing. Clear that he is only a background character in the scene. The Noir, seated on her throne-like wheelchair, the overseer of everything, didn't miss his mistake, no matter how minor it was.
Not at all. I just want more emotion this time. She's your true love, but you have been apart for a long time. Things are different now. She is. You are. Your reunion must be more complex. It isn't simply happiness you feel. You must mix that emotion with worry and guilt. She doesn't know anything about what happened to you. You can't help but worry that she will never be able to understand you. You wonder if she has got herself into any troubles. I know this is a short scene, but the audience must see a full range of emotions. You are capable of more, so be more. I know you attended drama school, so let's see that training shine. I know you can do it.
Yes, director! I will try my best!
Simply being noticed by the famous director is enough to leave him visibly flustered. He immediately straightens up, shedding his nervous stance from moments before.
Good. Let's roll it again.
Excuse me, Director Noir.
Seizing this moment before the next take, the assistant swoops in and whispers something to Noir. Noir glances toward the two officers, her face betraying no emotion. It's impossible to tell what she's thinking.
For someone that famous, you think I'd have known she uses a wheelchair. How you feeling? Finally getting a chance to meet your favorite director. Thrilled?
Gaultier nudges Liang with her elbow, tilting forward a little as she teases her. But when she sees Liang's face, she pauses.
What's with the long face, kid? Where'd all your excitement go? Oh, is it about the message you got?
Yes. It's just something that's bothering me.
Before Liang can explain, the subject of the discussion rolls toward them in her wheelchair.
Thanks for coming, officers. But I believe I've already explained that this was all just a misunderstanding. As you can see, I'm in perfect health. Well, ignoring these two.
She pats her legs with a cheerful laugh. Seems that the director has no qualms about her physical condition, though it's hardly the kind of joke anyone else can comfortably laugh along to.
But according to your assistant, there's been someone stalking you for months, and they've recently sent you a threatening letter. So what? That all just misunderstandings too?
I'm terribly sorry for inconveniencing you, officers. Lynn is a very dedicated assistant, always looking out for me. She may have just overreacted to my situation. I don't mean to brag, but I've been in the limelight for long enough that I've seen my share of crazy fans. I'm used to it.
Sure, I get that. But about that letter you received, do you still have it?
Noir lets out a wry chuckle and shakes her head.
I'm afraid I don't have it anymore. I received so many letters, most of them friendly, some of them not so much friendly. I've made a name in this industry, and a few enemies too. If I paid any attention to the negativity, it only dragged me down. I tend not to keep the bad ones around. While I'm sure you would do a fine job keeping me safe, officers, I can't let myself worry over it. Besides, what are they going to do? Break my kneecaps? Frankly, the only thing I am worried about is that your presence is another distraction for my crew.
He casts a grateful and perhaps apologetic look around the set.
So, it's very much appreciated that you went out of your way to check in on me. But I have a movie to make. I can't disappoint my fans. Now, if you'll excuse me, we're burning daylight and I still have 4 more scenes to film. These Hollywood producers may have opened doors for me, but they also give me so many problems lately.
He smiles at the officers, as if to signal the conversation's end.
Is this really just because of her movie?
Noir has already begun to turn her wheelchair away. Ling stops her in her tracks.
Pardon me?
You seem to be refusing our assistance because you've decided this threat is only a harmless prank. You've decided that it's worth the risk to focus on your film. I don't mean to judge your decision. It may be understandable in some cases.
She moves closer, lowering her voice as she leans in to deliver the next sentence in a hushed voice.
But if this threat is not just a prank, if it is serious...
Am I sensing disapproval?
Noir nearly narrows her eyes a little and raises a hand to halt her approaching assistant. This is a good sign. Link has earned the chance to talk for at least a little longer. He pushes aside her conflicting emotions and carries on in a voice only the 2 of them can hear.
There has been an increase in patients coming from Chinatown showing signs of mental instability. Their symptoms include confusion, amnesia, drowsiness, and volatile anger. None of the patients seem to have anything in common. No prior history, all without a clear cause. Does that sound familiar?
Sorry. Is this leading somewhere?
After a moment of thought, Noir shakes her head, her calm face carrying a perfectly measured hint of confusion.
A case. 8 years ago. He Rizhun, the scriptwriter for your first big hit, Detective CO7. She burned to death in her own house.
Real issue.
However, the cleaners found a film reel in the debris, surprisingly intact after the fire.
Link has been watching Noir's every expression. He doesn't miss the fleeting shift in her eyes the moment at the mention of the film reel.
Strange, isn't it? Every other item was burnt to ash, yet this one 8mm reel was as good as new. The cleaners felt the same way. So, being curious, they played the reel. 3 of the 5 who watched it ended up in an asylum. 1 jumped from a building, and the last, according to the reports, became like an empty shell of a person.
And what's happening here reminds you of that?
There are some commonalities between the cases. I can't ignore the possibility that they are related. 2 in particular stand out to me. The similar symptoms of those affected, and you. Hard to shake the thought that these are not coincidences.
Whispers spark among the crew, as if they eye the secret conversation.
What are the police still here for? Are we gonna get back to filming? Who knows? But it doesn't seem good. We are losing light here. Can these guys wrap it up already?
These murmurs, of course, don't escape Noir's and Liang's notice. When she speaks again, Noir's tone is far more direct.
Is that an accusation?
No, not at all. I'm just hoping you might be able to shed some light on our case. After our initial investigation, we officially recorded it as an ominous Arcanum incident and determined that the cause with that 8mm film reel, which contained a film titled Reunion of the Three Swallows. To this day, however, the exact nature of the Arcanum hasn't been conclusively determined. We still aren't sure why it has this strange effect on people's minds, nor why the damage appears to be irreversible. Perhaps more importantly, we still don't know the origin behind the Arcanum on the reel. There are many possible causes that might create such an effect. One of the most common thought is from absorbing powerful emotions from an Arcanist. The darkest emotions possess the strongest power. Anger, hatred, emotions so strong that they can outlast their bearer's death, like a curse from beyond the grave, carrying out their last will as an obsession. And in such cases, these objects are sure to lead to disaster. I believe that this film is, undoubtedly, one such cursed item. If it is the case that this film was involved in these new incidents, then we must find out what obsession it's carrying out and find a countermeasure.
I assume you're already on the case.
Indeed, I am, Miss Noah. I've been studying the report on the original case, including some of the theories of the original investigator. One of the theories suggests that, despite your collaboration on the CO7 series, there were many points of conflict between you and Miss He. In fact, the reports mention you had a violent quarrel with her on the day of the fire. There was even a question about whether you might have been responsible for her death. So, as you can see, I have more than a strong reason to believe you are connected. And if this cursed reel is behind these recent incidents, I'm afraid that you may be the intended target of this curse.
Ex-boss 11. Post-lunch questioning. The first principle is what you see is real, that it might not be the truth.
Hot damn, rookie. Who could have guessed the famous director would be a part of her own real-life thriller? After talking to her, we still got nothing useful to go on. I can't read anything behind that smiling face of hers. But if your little theory has got any truth to it, then Noir is in real danger. So why not talk? Isn't she worried about her own life?
Tear channels her frustration into her food, devouring most of the meal in the blink of an eye. As she swallows the last shrimp dumpling, she turns to look at Liang, who's busy chatting with the restaurant owner.
是吗？原来对面杂货店那家的女儿也……
就是咯，最近都不知道搞什么，好多街坊家里都出了事。老卢家还算好嘞，他带个女儿去看中医，抓了药，吃了一段时间就好了不少。但是对面街口马仔，他阿妈就麻烦了。那个阿婆原本就身体不好，忽然间又变得疯疯癫癫，他们两公婆都担心死了。之前都有个靓妹来问这件事，说什么事情不太对路。哎，我说呀，就是临近年关，那些污浊的东西都出来了。
您说还有人打听过这件事？那是什么人？
他说自己是什么新科学什么鬼事务所的，好像是个神婆，刚来到唐人街这一带的。他还给了我一张卡片， 你的鬼馬碌到，不過不知道被我放到哪裡去。
原来如此，多谢你。
As Liang returns the receipt, Voltaire shoots her a questioning look.
So, any progress?
I have some bad news. First, there are more victims than we expected. Second, we're not the only ones who've noticed. We need to hurry if we don't want this case to attract wider attention.
Why don't we start with the director then? She seems like our best lead.
Having cleared the dishes close to her, Voltaire pulls the chairs or soup buns from the other side of the table.
I've got a hunch her case is connected with this one. Just like you said, there are too many coincidences to not dig deeper. That writer, what was it? Huh, Ridgewine? She's an arcanist, right? No surprise that she'd imbue that film with all of her final bits of hatred. I've seen a dozen cases like it. Cursed objects are weird as heck. It's definitely possible that it could have chased Noir all the way here.
But there isn't any evidence that corroborates the rivalry between Miss Noah and Miss He.
Hold on. Didn't you read that in a report by another visual? Maybe it's only hearsay, but that's something. Not only that, get this. I did some digging of my own. The night that cleaner leaped off that roof was the exact same night that Noir was in the car accident that left her legs paralyzed. It gets freakier. According to the reports, they happened within minutes of each other. And the building was less than a block away from the scene of the accident. How's that for evidence? We've got a saying in the DAA, Cadet. When it comes to Arcanum, there's no such thing as coincidences.
With this declaration, Voltaire pops the last chair soup bun into her mouth.
Whether coincidence or not, it isn't much to go on. We need evidence.
Of course. We can't just leap to accusations without proof. But when it comes to arcane crime, you've got to follow your hunches. So keep your nose to the ground.
Voltaire notices the dejection on Liang's face, and sheepishly sets down her chopsticks.
I get you. This isn't just about evidence. You don't want to point the finger at someone you admire. But you've got to pursue this, even if that means you have to separate the artist from their work.
Liang remains silent for a moment, picks up the chilled lemon soda from the table and takes a sip.
Actually, there is another reason that I'm not entirely convinced that Miss Noah, the film incident, and the events in Chinatown are connected. In fact, it's quite a substantial reason. If our records are correct, the cursed reel was found and contained by the Foundation 6 months after the initial incident. Which means, unless something has gone horribly wrong, it should still be safely stored within the Arcanum Containment Department.
A sharp clash interrupts her words. Two turn toward the sound.
Oops, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
A besmirched girl fumbles with a napkin as she hurriedly tries to clean up the shattered dish she just knocked over. But her sneaking glances toward the two officers don't escape their attention. And the shiny emblem on her chest tells them exactly where she's from.
Well,
They exchange a puzzled look.
if I remember it right, you mentioned earlier that you saw someone from the Foundation acting suspicious yesterday.
Yes, like the lady over there. She also works for the ACD.
Guess we'll have a talk with her.
I agree, Miss Baudier.
They rise from the table and approach the girl. We're gonna beat up the child. Yes. The answer is yes.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
Something the matter, officers? Seem to have overheard our conversation. Was there anything in it you might know about? Look at any leads we might have. May offer a reward for helping solve the case. Hear anything that's all happening so suddenly I have urgent business to attend to? You come sit down and we'll have a nice chat. We can help each other. Beat up the child. Police brutality.
Calm.
And there goes the child.
Wait. Was I helpful, timekeeper?
I've successfully beaten up children. Underlings and Poultier's relentless questioning, the suspicious Foundation member ultimately surrenders.
All right, I'll tell. But only to you, since you're a vigil, but she isn't, right? Sorry, I should really only disclose this info to other Foundation members.
He shoots a cautious glance at Poultier. Poultier says nothing, simply raising her chin at Liang in approval. Liang follows the girl out into the empty alley. After verifying Liang's identity with her communication device, the girl gives a final glance up and down the alley before talking.
There's no one I would trust more than a vigil, Miss Liang. I'm here on a mission for the Foundation, and you might be able to help me with it.
September 1990, a female arcanist committed a serious assault and caused a number of casualties. She had appeared at an illegal gathering held by the Order of Enlightenment, a subordinate organization of Manes Vindictae. The Timekeeper encountered her and confirmed her identity. Anjo Nala, a Beyond Arcanist. Born sometime in the 19th century, she was sealed inside a wind-up toy in the year 1968. Since then, she has become a lethal weapon that must obey whoever possesses her toy. But back in 1985, I mean, the real 1985, that toy had been safely stored in an Arcanum containment department as a dangerous item.
Until it was stolen.
You were involved in that particular inventory check. There are 4 additional items that are now lost aside from number 066. The circumstances of the last storm and that devastating spell threw our whole organization into chaos. However, there's no excuse for failing to uphold our department's most crucial mission. Fortunately, it appears that our break-in was committed by a single culprit.
Incredible security.
I heard what you and your partner just said. It's about all the weird things that happen in Chinatown, right? It was my mission to catch Latham and retrieve all the arcane objects she'd stolen before they caused more damage. But I guess it's already too late for that.
The meaning behind these words is crystal clear. There is no room for Liang to feign ignorance.
Then you're saying that...
Yes, the cursed reel from the incident you mentioned was among the stolen items. And you said that you have some clue about its current whereabouts?
The cursed film reel, reunion of the 3 swallows in Chinatown. The weight of this revelation sinks heavily in Liang's chest.
I was told to operate under strict secrecy. But at this point, the faster they're retrieved, the better. So, shall we work together?
Scott takes a notebook from her pocket and pulls out a photo tucked inside.
Our main suspect is Latham, an awakened arcanist.
Liang can't help but look surprised when she recognizes the other girl in the photograph. but Scott seems to misinterpret her
It's
reaction.
hard for me to believe she'd do this. We were colleagues and close friends. I used to call her loggerhead because she's the most forgetful person I know. At first, I refused to believe she could do such a thing. I still don't understand why. She's not the kind to be greedy. But the Vigils investigated the theft thoroughly, and the Vigils are not the kind to make mistakes. You've been here a few days already, right? Have you had any word about where she might be?
Scott's brow furrows, expression torn between hope and fear, as if she wants confirmation while equally dreading to hear the truth.
Sorry, I haven't.
She shakes her head. Scott's expression visibly relaxes.
Oh, what a pity.
A name deserved. Catch that speeding hamster.
Have a good day.
Before the owner can even say goodbye, seeing his yanked portiere out the front door.
What's the rush? I haven't even finished my noodles.
We can eat later, but we need to find Miss Latham now.
Wait, hold on. I'm all for chasing down a crook. But why do I get the feeling you didn't tell your Foundation friend about your run-in with Latham? What's up? Why are you keeping her in the dark?
I think that something isn't right about her. I've been to the A City before. To most, it might seem defenseless, but it's actually heavily protected by arcane rituals. According to Miss Scott, Latham acted alone. But there's nothing in her file that would suggest she's capable of that. Her arcane skill level is frankly far from remarkable. Even with insider knowledge, I don't believe it's possible she could have bypassed the security system and escaped on her own. Either Miss Latham has played the Foundation for fools, or she has more powerful accomplices. That leads me to another thing. This mission is not something a typical Foundation staff member would be assigned to, as Miss Scott claimed to be. There's something we don't know.
You're saying that girl with glasses lied to you?
Maybe. Or that she was being lied to herself.
Ling pulls out her SPF-1, the contact device from beneath her cloak. After a few simple taps, she turns it around for Portier to see.
There was another thing I found while searching through Miss Latham's files. Or rather, what I didn't find. There were no warnings or notices on her employee records.
You mean she's not actually wanted?
No, I don't think so. Miss Scott said that their department wanted to solve this problem in secret. So I thought that might explain the reason Miss Latham's warrant wasn't on her file. However, when I tried to access more of their records to double-check my findings, I ran into a block on Miss Scott's records.
Access denied. You do not have permission to view this information. If you need access, please contact your supervisor.
A warning symbol flashes on the screen.
It could just be because I'm only a cadet. There are some files that I don't have access to yet. I contacted my supervisor, but I haven't heard anything back. I don't mean to distrust her, but I can't hold anyone above suspicion.
Tia shifts her gaze, The spy screams back to Liang.
And what about me? You're putting a lot of trust in me, Liang. Is it really all right that you're telling me all this? A dangerous item stolen from the Foundation, and possibly an inside job at that. That's a scandal in the making. You could have just lied to me, make up some kind of story. It's not hard for a smart kid like you.
And gives Potier a puzzled look.
Why would I? We're partners, Miss Poitier. Hiding information from you wouldn't be right. You told me that yourself, didn't you?
Me?
Yes. The first day we were on duty together, you said you need to know what makes me tick.
I did, didn't I?
Potier seems a little dazed. Liang looks at her, sincerity behind her eyes.
I've reconsidered it, and you're right. During my training as a vigil, our instructor emphasized many times that trusting our partner was of vital importance. And you, Miss Poitier, have proven to be capable, decisive, and compassionate. I have developed a deep respect for your work. We share the same goal, to discover the truth behind the incidents happening in Chinatown. I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't cooperate with you.
All right, enough! I'm blushing already.
Potier cuts Liang off, almost flustered.
Damn, girl. I didn't expect my meek little mouse to turn into this.
This what?
Forget it. You've made your point. Now stop it.
Potier waves a hand, signaling the conversation's end.
But you kinda missed my point. I'm worrying that the Foundation is gonna punish you for leaking classified information. Won't you get in trouble?
Though I may be a vigil of the Foundation, before that, I am the descendant of the Liang family. I'm obliged to do all that is necessary to fulfill my destiny. And given the circumstances, I think providing all relevant information that might assist us in catching the thief and retrieving the threatening arcane objects is worth bending the rules. Just a little.
Despite her conviction, Liang can't help but hesitate a little.
Besides, I'm not under any orders to keep this a secret, so...
Cheeky. And you say you don't like bending the rules. I see you, boo. And I like it. Come on, let's work this out together. Partner.
Which one is my room again? Oh, right. I wrote it down. Let me see. There it is. I almost went too far again. Now the key card. Where did I put it? Oh, here. Home sweet home. Oh, I'm exhausted.
Wood. The camera-headed girl freezes in place. Two officers are standing in our sweet home.
Latham, right? It's been a while.
We have some questions for you. Please try to cooperate.
Ling steps forward and closes the door on her behalf.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
Some more police brutality. This is a serious criminal offense. Calling the police? That I am the police. Hospital. You want with me? I think you already know the answer to that.
Perfectly understood. I can't see you have a little faith in me, Master. Found it.
Here you are. Why are you helping me?
Leave it to me.
Not enough trash on the floor. Easy, really.
Finally, it's just you and me, Master.
When an unsuspecting prey steps into the carefully laid trap, the outcome is already decided.
All right, fine. I'll tell you everything. It was me, okay? They said I stole those arcane objects and sold them for money. Well, maybe I did.
What?
Ouch!
By the way, floors are too clean. As she speaks, she backs closer and closer to the wall behind her, though she smacks her oversized head into the window. A particular word in her statement makes Zhang tilt her head.
What do you mean, maybe?
Because, actually, I can't remember it. I can't find my memory film for that time, so really, I just don't know.
True.
Memory film.
This so-called loggerhead girl, when awakened, isn't exactly a tough one. Within 30 minutes, she has spilled everything. But despite this seemingly ideal result, neither of the officers look.
So, to summarize what you just said, Latham, you're an awakened piece of a movie projector which forms a Latham loop. You were designed to play movies, not record them. And that's why you suffer from severe amnesia. You can only recall things that happened within the last 3 days. And after that, you'll forget almost everything. Do I got that right?
I guess so.
You guess so?
Latier's sudden questioning startles the girl. She shrinks further into the corner, wedging herself between the window and a nearby chair.
I can see why that friend of yours calls you Loggerhead. You deserve the name. What is going on here?
It's understandable. Awakened arcanists often suffer side effects related to their origins and materials, but still, this is quite unusual, to say the least. So, she has no memory of what happened 3 days ago, or even any of the cases she was involved in. So then, she's basically useless to our investigation. I can only imagine what a disaster it would be if you showed up in a Detective CO7 movie.
Hey, that's rude. How come I'm a disaster?
The girl, mustering what little courage she has left, waves her metal fist in defiance. But her feeble resistance has no effect on the officers. After sighing in unison, they exchange a glance.
What do you think?
I've made a request for Miss Latham's detailed records, but I don't think she's lying. Back at the hospital, the best lie she could come up with was a hamster riding a stethoscope. I kind of doubt she's a master manipulator.
It's all part of the grand scheme. Unraveling the mystery. Dispel the fog. Unravel the mystery. And they'll claim that this is the truth.
Let me sort things out. Miss Loggerhead, you said you could record and save your memories using a special type of film developed by Laplace. Which means that even if you don't recall taking anything from the Arcanum Containment Department, your film should show whether you did or not. But the fact is, the films are gone. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I usually carry my most important memories with me and leave the others in my room. The Foundation staff checked the visitor log after the stuff was stolen. Turns out I was the only one who visited the office that day. So they sent people to my room and checked all my film, but they didn't find anything.
Happening the story. Yeah, police brutality. Essentially, strange things are happening in Chinatown, so investigating it, come across this girl who has, terrible memories. Yeah. Hey?
Then they said they already had other evidence, so...
Loggerhead's voice trails off, and someone else completes her words.
So they just declared Loggerhead guilty. But that doesn't make any sense to me. Something must be wrong.
Foundation employee who claimed to be hunting Loggerhead received a call from Yang just 10 minutes ago. The moment she stepped into the clue-filled hotel room and laid eyes on Loggerhead, she blurted out, "You're still there?" And just like that, final piece of Loggerhead's testimony was confirmed. But the night became not good. You need sleep. The two girls sitting on the bed lower their heads in silent understanding.
So, when you found Miss Latham, you bought her a train ticket instead of putting her under arrest.
I know I've gone against orders, but I'm sure Loggerhead didn't do this. She's my friend. I can't just arrest her and have the Foundation lock her up. I'm sorry for keeping all of this from you, but you're a vigil. I had to be careful. So, if it's not crossing a line, Miss Liang, Miss Potier, can I ask you to keep this between us? You can report it after we find out who's really done this.
Could you, please?
Scott's eyes gleam pleadingly, and Loggerhead's lens gleams as she stares at the officers in exception. The pitiful expressions on both their faces would tug at anyone's heartstrings. Hank almost feels as though she's tormenting some kind of harmless creature. But this unofficial interrogation isn't over yet.
We'll talk about that once we figure out what the hell's going on. Back to the case. You said she gave you a train ticket. What are you still doing here?
Loggerhead lets out an awkward laugh.
Actually, while I was on my way to the train station, a car on the other side of the street lost control and hit my cab. Thankfully, it crashed into the passenger seat where I was sitting. My metal's much stronger than human flesh.
Lang searches her memory for a moment.
That's right. There was a car accident yesterday morning. The driver suffered some kind of unknown mental abnormality while he was on the road. Maybe he's fallen victim too. What happened next?
I was sent to the hospital, and you showed up. I thought you were gonna arrest me, so I ran as fast as I could. I threw away my cell phone and contact device as soon as I left the Foundation. Scott said they could use them to track me down. I couldn't get a hold of anyone and didn't know what to do. And even though I don't know for sure, I really don't think I'm guilty. It's super weird to be on the run when you feel like you're innocent. So, I went back to Chinatown to ask Director Noir for help. She was the only one I could contact directly.
A crucial name.
Noah. Could you tell me how you got to know her?
Of course. Let me see. Walk of Fame. Walk of Fame. Okay, now I just need to turn left. Wait, which way is left again? It changes every time I turn, right? Gosh, how the heck do people read maps?
Are you alright? It seems you could use some help.
Noir stopped to help me. She was really interested in my head, so we had a little chat, and I found out she was a director. She offered to take me to the Walk of Fame. We talked a lot about movies on our way there. Then I told her I was traveling alone, so she invited me to join her movie shoot in Chinatown. How could I say no? I mean, she's a famous director. There's no way I'd miss a chance like that.
Interesting. That was the same day that odd things started happening in Chinatown.
The head that was bobbing excitedly comes to a hesitant stop.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Did anything strange happen that day?
Until it left for the right. Loggerhead's lens flickers. Seems something has surfaced in her mind.
Let me see. I did find a strange film reel when I was unpacking that night.
A strange film reel.
Wait, could that be...
All three of the others immediately perk up at the mention of these words. Perhaps through the limited field of vision of her camera lens, Loggerhead remains oblivious to their gazes. Instead, she pulls her backpack toward her, muttering to herself as she leisurely rummages through it.
A strange film reel. Well, I've gotten into the habit of labeling my films like check every day or check from time to time, so that I know what to watch to keep important things in my mind. I was gonna do a review that night, but when I looked through my film, there was a roll without a label on it. It couldn't have been mine because it was made of a different material. I was so curious about it, you know? So I played it.
What did you see?
It was a movie, I guess, but it was pretty short. More like a demo or a trailer or something. But it was so weird. Like a jumble of pictures and sounds. It didn't make any sense to me. I don't know, maybe it was a prank or something?
Walter Surgeon looks up blankly.
What's wrong?
The film, it's gone.
What?
Loggerhead shrinks nervously once again.
I can't find it. It was right here in my bag.
Give it to me.
In one swift motion, Altea snatches Loggerhead's backpack and upends its contents onto the bed.
Damn, first time I've seen a bag messier than my sister's. Do you ever organize your stuff?
Like a whirlwind, Altea tears through Loggerhead's things, ignoring her shrieks or, I just forgot to throw that away and I still need that. She ransacks not only the backpack but the entire room. Finally, she has no choice to accept a rather disheartening conclusion.
Nope, nothing.
She leaves her stuff.
You didn't take it out and lose it somewhere, did you? Mistake it for a tip for your pizza guy or something.
I forget things, but I'm not an idiot. I didn't lose it. Check my film if you want to prove it. It just disappeared into thin air.
But your film only records what you saw. Someone might have taken it when you weren't looking.
Too bad.
Does anyone else know about this film reel? Did you have any visitors or notice anything suspicious after you played it?
Suspicious? I don't think so. At least I didn't see anything. The only person who visited me afterwards was Scott. She came to tell me I was wanted by the Foundation. Oh, but actually I wasn't alone when I played it. Noir was with me. She said she was interested in my memories, so she came and...
The others stare at Loggerhead as if she's grown a second head. Nervously swallows the rest of her sentence.
What's wrong?
So, it was Noir who took the film?
So the plot thickens.
What are you?
A solid punch sends the man flying. At least, that's what's supposed to happen.
Sorry, Director. I'll try again.
Don't bother. Clearly, your martial arts skills are severely lacking. I don't want you to hit your head when you fall to the ground. Go. Take a break.
The disheveled actor still wants to argue his case, but everyone knows that once this director makes a decision, he won't change her mind easily. In the end, he sighs, simply sighs and steps aside.
That was the last one, Director. There are far fewer stunt performers with martial arts experience here than in Hong Kong. Master Lau and his men will arrive in a few days. Perhaps we could shoot the scene then?
Nicholas is on a tight schedule. I doubt he'll change it. Let me see what I can do.
A single sentence is far from enough to capture the many difficulties a famous Hong Kong director has faced since working overseas. Leaning back in her wheelchair, she discreetly scans the set, searching for the missing piece of the puzzle.
Her again?
Helen follows Noir's gaze.
Oh, that young officer?
What do you want? Listen, I don't know what you are trying to do, but can't you just leave us alone? Sorry, ma'am. This is a closed set. If you don't have a warrant, please leave.
Guys, relax. Liang isn't as mean as she seems.
Clearly, the arrival of a certain vigilance cadet is unwelcome, so much so that even the loggerhead is being eyed with suspicion. But Liang ignores them. He locked onto her target the moment she scanned the set. It's already striding straight toward her. She stops a few paces in front of the person in question.
I must say I didn't expect to see you so soon, officer. Is there something else you wanted to ask me? I think I made myself perfectly clear this morning. I know nothing about your case.
No, madam. I'm here to help.
Help with what?
Miss Latham mentioned that you are looking for a qualified stunt performer for your movie. I'd like to help with that, if you don't mind, as an apology.
Noir blinks.
You surprised me again.
Boss time. Don't speak, don't blink, don't fidget, and definitely don't sneeze.
You mean to say that you're a stunt woman? Seriously?
Noir chuckles and shakes her head before turning the wheelchair in disinterest.
Thank you, officer. Well, judging by your uniform, you're from the Vigils Bureau, aren't you? I appreciate the gesture. It's true that we may be able to attract more viewers if we have a Vigil on the cast list. But filmmaking isn't as easy as you think. Maybe I can fit you in next time.
Rejection? The refusal is not an
I'm
option in
familiar
this
with movies,
operation.
especially yours. I'm actually a big fan. And I saw the performance just now. Not to be rude or anything, but I think I can handle the stunt. For the betterment of the movie. That's what Miss Latham said you were after. Is that right?
Her words stir up a storm.
What?
Does she even know what she's talking about?
That's some pretty big talk.
Even though I can't help but let out an amused chuckle at Liang's words. Even so,
That's
the wheelchair
true.
comes to a
But
stop.
are you certain that you'll make my movie better?
Yes.
To be honest, no. Liang knows that filmmaking is far more complex than it appears. Her answer is far from the truth. Word stirred up a what? But if she's going to uncover the truth, she has to act her part.
Interesting. Since you insist, let's give it a try. Show me what a vigil can do.
It isn't a particularly clever trick, but fortunately, Latham's words weren't false. Noir would never turn down an opportunity to improve her film. Last time.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
So I've been the first senior in martial arts apprentice in Chinatown. Cornered in an alley by a group of thugs. Try to avoid trouble, do is curl up and take a beat. Are you ready? Yes. Hand over the money. Break her leg.
Perfectly understood. Riggers and fireworks! Please, mortal! Keep calm. This book or this one? Time to turn the page. Damn, my dark and great!
Easy video game. Get back. You're she's again? Wait, if she just like crippled around.
This book? Take back, I say! Thunder Talisman! Scientific version! I'm space. Or... Riggers and fireworks!
Easy video game. It's like the mechanic of them. Is simply too good at the video. Oh, right off with
Finally, it's just you and me, Master.
probably bugged out, so just wiped them all out in one turn. Simply too good.
Excellent! Bravo! Exactly as you claimed. No, even better. Really spectacular work. A perfect take.
I'm flattered, Director.
Noah's eyes glistened as she watched the playback of the shot. Meanwhile, after nearly 20 failed takes, Ming returned to the dressing room, costume drenched in sweat. When she emerges back in her vigil's uniform, a bottle of water is handed to her.
Here, it's not open.
Thank you.
Didn't expect you to pull it off. That was a dangerous stunt. Scared the crap out of me. All right. So you did a good job one time. But let me tell you, it takes a lot more than that to win recognition in this industry.
You've really gotta hone in on the dramatic scenes if you want to move out of the stunt woman box. You're good looking, and you took that scene pretty seriously. You interested in doing that? If you are, then I'll suggest you be a little more humble. There's always room for improvement, you know?
You're right. I'm sorry. But I'm not even a stunt woman, let alone an actress. This is all just a bit of fun for me.
Is that so? Oh, what a shame.
The queen of the set rolls over in her chariot, stopping beside Liang.
I appreciate your sincerity, but I'd be even more appreciative if you were willing to do a few more scenes.
If it's just for a short time, I'd like to help in any way I can.
Fantastic! Follow me. We can have dinner and look at the script together. I have a few changes I want to make to the story. Trust me, the audience will be more than happy to hear a line or two from you.
Lines? Okay.
Things seem to be taking an unexpected turn.
That's all. Well, have you memorized them?
Yes, every word. But aren't there too many?
The blank spaces in the script spread out on the table are filled with Noir's flamboyant pen strokes.
She's got a point, Director. The investors might not approve them. They already told us not to change the script like we did in Hong Kong.
Relax, we've done this before. They never read the script anyway. Besides, I'm not exactly asking for a monologue here. It's only 3 lines, just what's needed to make the character complete.
Ling gives a helpless sigh. She knows all too well how pointless it is to try and change Noir's mind.
I'll keep practicing until filming starts.
I look forward to your performance.
By the way, I saw some deity dolls and sedan chairs on the set. The Dushu Festival is coming up, right? Is the crew joining the Shehuo parade?
Those are our props. Our final scene is set at the Shehuo parade. I already spoke with the organizers in Chinatown. They've allowed us to shoot during it.
Really? The last CO7 movie ended with the Shehuo parade too.
Noir's eyes light up. She smiles.
Good memory. Looks like you meant it when you said you were a big fan.
The restaurant owner serves their meal, pausing their script discussion for the time being. Noir and her assistant pick up their chopsticks. The loggerhead remains still.
So, did you find anything? You said that your beastie friend could detect things tainted with evil, right? So, did it sense anything wrong with the director?
A loggerhead speaks in a hushed tone, a conspicuous overhead makes looking in secret a near impossible task. Feeling Noir and Lin's subtle glances, Liang squirms in her seat.
No, but that doesn't mean...
Yes! I told you she'd never do that!
Hey! She can hear you, you know?
The situation is already beyond repair.
I'd never do what?
For a brief moment, Liang feels a splitting headache and shoots a mildly accusatory glance at Loghead, causing it to visibly shrink.
Sorry, I don't like skirting around things. Can't we just ask her straight up?
Not really. If every criminal just confessed to their crimes, the vigils wouldn't exist.
No clumsy cover-up will fool the director now. There is nothing for it but to be upfront. Perhaps this is for the best anyway.
Actually, I didn't just come here to apologize. There's something I want to ask you about.
What is it?
A perfectly measured balance of curiosity and confusion, yet no real surprise. A renowned director having a knack for acting isn't exactly shocking. In fact, about as surprising as an amateur failing miserably to do the same thing.
It's about the strange things happening in Chinatown these days.
Wait, so all this was just to butter us up so you could investigate your case?
The assistant, who was all smiles moments ago, suddenly falls silent. Despite her careful preparation, the situation is difficult for Liang.
Sorry, madam, but it's my job. As I said, strange things have been happening in Chinatown. Things that bear a striking resemblance to the film incident that you were involved in 8 years ago, Miss Noah. The case document stated that the origin of these events is a film reel titled Reunion of the Three Swallows, a movie created by your friend He Rijun. Miss Latham said you watched a film with her in her room a few days ago. Do you have any idea where that film reel is now?
That film reel.
Did you not know what it was?
I had no idea.
Noah's expression darkens. Really, she's realized why Liang has brought up that film reel.
That film we watched together. Well, to put it mildly, it had nothing of interest. It didn't seem to have any semblance of a story, even. It couldn't have been one of Teresa's.
Liang recalls that the archive on Reunion of the Three Swallows cited Teresa as the English name of its creator. Or I've been friends since their days studying aboard, and it seems Noah still uses that name even now. Rumors, investigation reports, and speculation flicker through Liang's mind. Seeing the somber look on the woman before her, decides to set it aside for now.
Maybe the original content has been contaminated. According to the Foundation's records, the film reel has two abilities: play and record. The play ability allows it to conjure its contents into reality in a form similar to a movie image, which accounts for the hallucinations and phantoms the victims mentioned. The record ability captures the souls of those in the same effective range as play, and the victims lose a part of themselves, like their sanity or their memories. The case document doesn't mention anything about contamination, but my guess is that the souls recorded by the film have polluted the original content of the film.
Shame on them. Whoever's behind this.
Noah mutters a curse. Yep. Both she and Liang fall into silence. Meanwhile, Lin and Loggerhead look utterly lost.
Wait, what are you talking about? Can you explain it to me simply, please?
Miss Noah didn't know that that film was a reunion of the Three Swallows, so naturally, she didn't take it. I think she's telling the truth.
Really? That's great news!
No one responds. Loggerhead looks around and slowly lowers the arm she raised in premature celebration.
Oh, right. The film's still missing, so it's not great news. But at least Noir wasn't up to something when she made friends with me, right? That's definitely good news for me.
He turns to Noir.
That means we're still friends. And friends help each other. Liang said that the film reel could cause some problems for you. Let me help you find it. I'll catch that thief and take the film back to the ACD. Then you'll be safe, I'll clear my name, and the problems in Chinatown will be solved. That's 3 birds with 1 stone. Genius, right?
You know, Miss Latham, this is what I like about you. You always speak your mind.
Her eyes squint a little as she curves her mouth with an unexpectedly gentle smile.
Our relationships are so complex, aren't they? That's what makes them so intriguing, captivating, really. A constant source of inspiration. But sometimes I feel that life is better kept simple. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Vigil?
Agreed.
There are certainly simpler ways to say, I'm suspicious of you, and I have no intention of cooperating.
May I ask you another question?
Please.
The rumors about CO7, which ones are true?
I don't think a few old stories will help you solve the case.
It's not only for the case, but for my own curiosity. I wasn't lying when I said I was familiar with your works. I really like them. And this question matters a lot to me as a fan.
I see.
Noir ponders for a moment.
In that case, I really don't think you should know the truth for your own good. I appreciate your love for my works, but it's not a good idea to dig too deep into what went on behind the scenes. Just enjoy the stories for what they are. Otherwise, the magic will be ruined.
Gives a slight shake of her head, but a flicker of contemplation passes through her downcast eyes.
Well, I can tell you one thing that might interest you, though.
Probably time for one or two more, then a little bit of gambling. How long does one take? Mousetrap. When the nose catches the scent of the cheese, and the tail gives it away. Night has deepened, and the little restaurant on the corner outside of Chinatown is almost empty. The doorbell chimes, and two people walk in.
Scott and Saul Officer, over here.
Again, it's Poitiers. Have you seriously already forgotten my name? It's only been 3 hours.
At Loggerhead's call, the two newcomers take a seat at Liang's table.
What's your status?
Couldn't find anything useful. Sorry. I already asked the investigators who came with me to track down the other missing items. You know, to cover up for Loggerhead, but so far they haven't found anything. As for the person who stole the item, I haven't a clue.
Well, at least there haven't been any reports of arcane explosions or earthquakes. No news is good news, right?
What about you? Any leads?
Miss Noah didn't take the film, but she refused to tell us anything about its curse or the former owner, He Rijun.
He lets out a deliberately dejected sigh, withholding the final message Noir gave to her.
Looks like I'm the only one who has good news.
You do? What about?
Matea tilts her head, gesturing past Scott to the darkened street outside the window.
The illegal trade of arcane items. You told me to keep an eye on it. I contacted my guy who tracks all that stuff. Told me about this trader called Pug Dog, a middleman in the black market. He was pulled over for speeding this morning, but he actually paid the ticket right away. Can you believe that? I wouldn't be surprised if he shot the police car and ran away there.
An outlaw suddenly behaving himself. He must be up to something important. Something big enough to make him avoid getting into trouble over a speeding ticket.
The officers thought the same, so they tracked him to this stolen car, right? Well, guess where it's headed? Here. Chinatown.
Man with deep, jagged scars across his brow saunters under the moonlight. At last, he stops, slipping into a darkened alleyway. He has no idea that 4 silent pursuers are lurking nearby, hidden under a rookie vigil's silent shadow arcane skill.
What's he doing?
Waiting for someone's my guess.
A middleman for the arcane black market. So he probably has the cursed film. And now he's planning to sell it to someone. We should get him now, before the film's sold off. Come on, this is our chance.
Welcome back. It's a hand over her mouth just in time, muffling her outburst.
Someone's coming.
From the depths of the shadows, a figure emerges. Not walking toward Pup Dog, but riding something. Perhaps a wheelchair? Are we doing drugs?
Good evening, sir. I hope I didn't keep you too long.
You got the dough?
Of course.
Noah pulls out a rectangular object from her coat.
It's an envelope. Looks pretty thick.
Yara's right. Pup Dog takes the envelope and pulls a handful of bills from it, before nodding in satisfaction.
All here. Don't you worry, alright? You can trust me. Everyone in LA knows Pug Dog.
Stuffs the bulging envelope into his pocket, before pulling an item from his jacket.
Here's your stuff.
The item cuts through an arc. That's an arc through the darkness, landing precisely in Noir's waiting hands.
Ha! I like customers like you. Generous and to the point. Alright, I'm out of here. Pleasure doing business with you. And hey, feel free to call me again.
Scans the area before turning back to Noir, lowering his voice.
Seeing as you're a good customer of mine, here's a bit of advice. Watch your back on the way out of here.
What do you mean?
But Noir doesn't get the chance to press further. The moment has come. Link strides out from the shadows.
Sorry to interrupt, but neither one of you will be making your own way home. Miss Noah, Pup Dog. I'm afraid you'll be coming to the Arcane Affairs office with me.
Fucking cop!
And some more police brutality.
I'll do my best. Or perfectly understood.
Crickets and fireworks!
I can't please allow me. Useful?
Please, photo talisman! Scientific version!
Easy video game.
Ow! Easy! Easy!
Get up and stay down!
Dog's attempts to fight back have been utterly useless.
Miss Noah, could you show me what he gave you?
Go ahead.
She hands a dusty gray box to Lee. Inside is an ordinary-looking film reel. Elaine can fill the vessel containing things growing warm against her skin.
Super 8mm. This must be it. Reunion of the Three Swallows. He Zhijun's final work. The culprit behind the strange happenings in Chinatown.
Yet for now, it lies quietly in her grasp, docile and under.
Well, that was easier than expected. Half a day and we've already tracked it down. Now all we gotta do is stop it from doing its arcanum-y thing. But how? Smash it?
Before Liang can respond, Noir voices a polite opposition.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I have to admit, Miss Noah's right. Arcane items need to be handled with the utmost care. No one knows what will happen once it's broken. We could make things worse.
Fine. Let's take these two back to the office first. On your feet, tough guy. We gotta go.
Ugh. Damn it! How'd you find me? Some asshole sell me out?
Pug Dog is yanked up from the ground. He reluctantly follows Potier, grumbling and cursing under his breath. But as he passes Liang, he stops.
Wait. You?
Stares. Not at her precisely. The figure cowering behind
It
her.
was you! You fucking traitor! I should have known you were working with the cops!
Loggerhead tilts her head and...
Huh? What are you talking about? Wait, let me explain. This is just a misunderstanding.
Don't worry, Miss Scott. You're right. There has been a misunderstanding between you and him. Allow me to explain.
Scott heaves a heavy sigh of relief, only for Liang's next words to hit her like a thunderclap.
You never had the intention of betraying him, nor were you working with us. You simply gave him the item you wanted to sell. That's it.
One more? One more and then gambling. Project's gone awry. Plans account for everything, except the unexpected never fails to arrive. I will gamble a little after this one. I have like 35 pulls.
What? What do you mean?
Loggerhead turns to her friend, then to Pup Dog, then back to Liang. She remains totally expressionless.
The truth was always there, hidden beneath the lies and distractions. All you have to do is whittle them down, one by one. The probable cause of the events in Chinatown is the reunion of the Three Swallows film reel, and apparently, Miss Noah has a history with it.
And yet, the specifics of this history remained unclear. Liang glanced at Noir, only to be met with her signature unreadable smile.
But Miss Noah doesn't have anything to do with the Foundation. There's no way she could sneak into the ACD and steal the film. The same goes for this gentleman or any other outsider. So, the thief who wants Miss Latham to take the fall must work for the Foundation. In fact, since they stole the item without being noticed, they probably work for the ACD. And they must be close to Miss Latham to know enough about her amnesia to be able to take advantage of it.
But loads of people at the ACD know about my condition. You can't pin it on Scott just from that.
For the first time, the ever-cheerful Loggerhead takes on a harsh, indignant tone. She stamps her foot and turns to her friend.
That's way too harsh, right, Scott? Right? Scott? Say something, will you?
Scott only stares at the floor as she tries to calm her quivering breath.
How long have you known?
has finally managed to force out a few words.
Since Miss Latham said you were good friends, with all due respect, your plan was far from perfect.
I knew it. You brought me along so this guy would call me out.
After a long sigh, Gal lifts her head, speaking with a resigned kind of ease.
You're right. I messed up. My plan was far from perfect because, well, I couldn't stick to the so-called plan since the very beginning. I didn't know the Foundation was already investigating the theft until after I'd hidden the items in Loggerhead's room. Then I had no choice but to use this idiot as the scapegoat. I never thought she'd accidentally bring the film to LA, or that I'd be ordered to investigate the case. I got in touch with this guy a long time ago, and the trade site happened to be in LA too. So, my plan was to get the film back and sell it right afterwards. But things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. I shouldn't have gotten greedy, or been so nice to this dummy.
She shoots up her piercing glare at Loggerhead before quickly looking away. Whether out of disdain or avoidance is unclear.
But... we're friends, aren't we?
Her voice is as fragile as bitter glass. Scott shatters it with a scoff.
Friends? Don't be ridiculous. I don't know how you can act like nothing's wrong when literally everyone is laughing at you. And the fact that they thought that I was one of your kind. Ugh, what an insult. I only hung out with you because I had no choice. You're an idiot who forgets everything every 3 days. It's your own damn fault. Anyone looking for a scapegoat would immediately think of you.
Quit it. I don't want to hear any more of your BS.
Scott scoffs once more, refusing to look at her friend for even a second.
Hands up, Miss Scott. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Wait, you're still going to fight?
Police brutality.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
I really need more. How can she summon these monsters? Deeply corrupted. Latched onto her. She didn't summon them, they were always looking within her. Made her acknowledge me. Still trying to unravel already.
Crickets and fireworks! Please, mortal!
Keep calm. This one might take more than 2 rounds.
Or useful? Time to turn the page. To transcribe. Copy that! Guys, Lily! Feel like dark and great thunders to me!
Easy video game.
Was I helpful, timekeeper?
Took a whole 4 rounds. At last, Scott gives up her resistance. Ling pushes her towards Poltier's patrol car parked around the corner. As they're about to step out of the alley, Loggerhead calls out.
Wait! Scott! I have to know, why did you steal from the Foundation?
Does it matter?
Scott turns back, laughing coldly in
Would you
disbelief.
feel better if I had a reason? Oh, please. Your ignorant, stupid little brain makes me sick. It was for the money, of course. And to prove to the others that I'm not a bloody fool like you. Imagine the shock on their faces when they discovered that I did what none of them could. Those so-called unbreakable arcane security skills were easy to deal with as long as I...
Her words trail off. A puzzled expression crosses her face.
You what? How did you bypass the Foundation security?
I don't remember. That's weird. How could I forget? All I remember is that an office lady talked to me in the corridor.
An office lady? When? What did you talk about?
She showed me something. It was a bit dazzling, but very beautiful. It was... Oh, right! It was a
razor sharp silver needle slices through her air, cutting her off in an instant. She raised a dazed hand from her fingertips before touching the foreign object lodged in her throat, not understanding why her voice suddenly vanished. By the time she's realized she can no longer breathe, her eye rolls back and she falls to the ground. Silence falls in the starlit alley. Then another flash of silver whistles by.
What?
Sharp pain blooms in her palm. She looks down to see a sharp silver needle pierced in it. The film slips from her grasp. The film reel rolls across the ground, clicking as it hurtles into the darkness. The glove hand picks it.
Still intact. You've got no idea how long I've been looking for this.
You are...
Hey there, kid. We meet again.
The once famous star smiles at Liang with an easy, friendly charm.
Scott! No fucking way. Is she dead?
Not yet, but I doubt she can hold on much longer. I'll call an ambulance, and we're gonna need backup.
Loggerhead screams, like dogs cry, and tears. Tense voice all ring in someone's mind, in Yang's mind. I assume this isn't good. I mean, someone got a needle put in their throat. I would imagine so. Ling's rationality has already grasped the reality of the situation, but her emotions are refusing to let her shape the conclusion into clear words.
Why are you doing this?
Loggerhead posed a similar question to that. Ling had questioned the inquiry. There is no need to ask why evil chooses to do evil. What's wrong is wrong. Evil must be eradicated. Those plagues must be purged. That was the doctrine built into Ling's since childhood. But now she finds herself forced to ask this.
Tell me. I need a reason.
It's my old friend that you should be asking.
Ling watches as Qixing's smile fades from her and her face turns steely.
Long time no see, Nor.
Yeah, it's been a while. The last time we saw each other was in front of her grave, if memory serves. We really should keep in touch more often.
The air in the alley is as sharp as the needle. Nora continues to smile. But awareness lurks behind her eyes.
But you've gone too far this time, my friend.
Has been quite a while. And too far this time, my friend. She glances at Scott's fallen body and gently shakes her head.
This isn't part of our story.
This isn't a set, Director. It's not your call.
He raises a hand. A flash of silver pierces through the darkness. She leaps forward, deflects the needles, and stands firm in front of the wheelchair. Jixing shows no surprise. She narrows her eyes a little, as she foresaw this outcome.
That's the spirit. This should be fun
A
with
little
you
crazy.
here, little Vigil.
I mean, I feel like that's true for practically everyone.
Let's all play our roles, shall we?
Oops. Perfect time to stop on a cliffhanger. For a little bit of gambling. What am I at? 51. No, 41. This is 50. This is nothing. And then this paycheck on black and one. This is soft pity, I think. Nothing. Always go on black. You'll never lose on black. Can't put my money with. Always go on black. Yeah. Hard pity is 70, so I'm just gonna go one by one.
So this is the suitcase.
Wood.
Oh, I always wanted to see it for myself.
Здравствуйте.
Please let me win the 50-50. Spare those orphans for once.
As long as you watch my flight once, you will never forget my name. I am Lilia. In other words, I'm your goddess of victory.
Say goodbye to the orphans. Another orphanage gone. Three. Never.
Y'all want some fries, burgers, or apple martini?
And do tell their parents. Exactly.
Greetings, madam. I'm here.
I mean, at least with this banner, I still have plenty of time.
Y'all want some fries, burgers, or apple? Excuse me?
Hi. Hi, I'm here.
Need to pay rent, stop gambling. Never.
Hey. She's utterly motionless.
Can still get a few more. get another 2 pulls. Just have to finish Limbo real fast.
I'll do my best. This
Gambling
is
again.
so easy.
And I will continue to gamble. Nothing can stop me.
Stay fast, I say. Do you have a little faith in me,
We have
Master?
4. Money is temporary.
And this is an alien city.
Gamble it always.
Or, oh look, this book?
Gamble is TF2 and
Like
fair
a-
enough.
Metaphor? Oh, be careful. Thunder Talisman, scientific version. Premia sereno intenso ad infinito, sempre caro mi su quest'erbo vole. You want this easy?
My lord took
We'll
the
find our home
floorboards.
one day.
Sounds like a you issue. The gun tripped away.
Careful!
No.
Fireworks! Flee, mortals! Each moment, now night. Let go! It hurts! It's punishing you! Your fate is doomed!
Lord is already taking it. I need the money to gamble.
Oh look, or this book?
All you need is 1 good win.
I can't read it. The transcribe. I know them, and this is an alien city. Those gates! You are not welcome here. Sempre caro mi su quest'erbo cole.
The girls on red, no, always go on black. You'll never lose on black.
Sweet dreams. It's alright. This one, I reveal copy that. And now it's easier to understand. Time to turn the page. Thunder Talisman, scientific version.
It's a chance we win, so we both gamble. It's like 100% chance. So true.
You want
Undeniable math.
draws near. We'll find our home one day. Reading complete. Was I?
Except for here. Buy these real fast. And that is 1 more pull. Which is absolutely nothing.
Hi, I'm Sputnik 1's twin sister.
Limbo won't give me quite enough if I finish it. The Discord server, I will eventually. It's lazy. Okay, now actually, the best decision I've ever made. Fair enough. You know, I still have like Twitter blocked entirely. For like probably the same reasons.
A bold attempt. This will heed my prayer. A bloody handprint on broken glass. I'll be right here.
I'm just auto limbo.
Be gone.
Twitter block's very smart. I've gone on Twitter like once in the past year.
Don't flip a fragment of truth. It's for your safety. In the name of darkness, I will be watching you.
Also fair.
Get away. Don't heed my prayer. Shh. Don't be afraid. At your service. Get away.
Let's go so on.
You're not. Heed my prayer. Knock, knock. Room service. The same shadow from the same light.
And the only people password there. The only social medias that I really use is like Tumblr, Discord, and if you want to count it, YouTube.
What's that? A fragment of truth. Don't worry. It's been proven safe. Typhon won't give up his friend. Prepare to lie down. Neither will Sotheby. In the name of darkness. All in moderation. Get away, God! Where was... Just grand. Those who fought this would heed my prayer. Look at you. So broken.
Treatment because I have to be for like 2 minutes.
You're waking. Your punishment will come.
I'll probably end after this finishes. Technically, I only have like 8 seconds left.
Ow! You really do that to a poor little maid?
Ending?
Great. Now back to the salon.
I'm gonna... When's the gamba? Should be enough for one more pull. Going on forever? Absolutely not. No, I need to do the rest of it. So once this finishes it, I can do one more pull, then I'm gonna end.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
Paste along. Never. They are never getting their money back.
Oh, not half as we understood. Oh, be careful. Crickets and fireworks! We see it together. Please, allow me. Did I miss something?
Hopefully this shouldn't take too long.
Or this too spooky? Stay back, I say! Time to turn the page. You are not welcome here. To read.
I love just being able to auto the hardest content in the game.
Careful with the page. Be careful. Did I miss something? Stay away from me. You want easy, lah. Copy that. Easy, lah. We'll find our home one day. Crickets and fireworks! Thunder talisman! Thunder! To me!
Like,
I said go away! You are not welcome here!
that is just a gun. Why do you use a gun? friendships in this gun I found.
Ew, dark and bright. To transcribe. Thunder Talisman, scientific version.
因相信黑媽媽睇得是命是暗，真係好得人驚啊
Dreams. Easy. New end draws near. Thunder Talisman, scientific version. Allow me.
This should just be the last round.
Time to turn the page. Thunder Talisman, scientific version.
Easy video. That should be enough for one more pull. And nothing.
Y'all want some fries, burgers, or apple martini?
So I need about 50 more pulls for a guarantee. Oh, have 30 days left, it'll be fine. Now I end. Don't know. So shall I? Much before the update ends. I mean, I did buy monthly, so that'll certainly help. But hopefully I can get lucky and not miss out on the limited. But thank you all for watching. Oyasumi.